Okay guys, let's try this, see what happens. I'll turn that on. I say it's got a little heating element on this, so just let that warm up. Okay, try again. Now obviously this fuel tank has a vacuum petcock. We're just simulating, I've got a shut off one here valve. So we've got the fuel in, that's 50-50 mix. Just going to put a bit of choke on it, not too much, don't need it, it's not that cold really, so it should have no problems. Turn the fuel on. Ideally when the engine's turning over, it creates the vacuum and opens the petcock and fuel will just flood out. Yeah, so okay, let's go. Wow. So I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this run, come up to temperature. Then we're going to run that gear oil through the gearbox a bit, and then let it settle. Well, probably won't even need to let it settle, just let it drain off and just leave it overnight. Yeah, so I'm not going to bore with you, I'll come back to it in a bit. We're getting there, not far off now. It's a bit more. Been running it through the gears as well, so time for a brew. Let's get a brew on. Okay, she's all nice and warmed up, and run it through the gears for a bit. So now what we're going to do is drop the gearbox oil and let that burn overnight. Right, so like I said, that's been running for a bit, nice and warm. The most important bit, the cup of tea. Yeah, so I'm going to drain this gearbox oil out. Gearbox oil is on the clutch side, so that's the clutch housing, that's the sight glass for the gearbox oil, and just underneath, I don't know if you can see it or not, that little screw there, which is that one, that's the drain plug. So I'll get an Allen key in there and drain it off. We've got a little container out of an old oil can to drain it off. It's only 600 cc's. I do have a proper drain off one there, but that's 10 litres that, so I'm not going to use that. And I've cocked up here because I've cut it. It's going to be no good for draining engine oil, because I've cut the bloody thing too shallow here. You've got to remember, most bikes would take about 3.5 litres of engine oil. These containers are only 4 litres, so 3.5 litres in here is going to be really high. Anyway, this gearbox oil is only about 600, so hopefully you'll get it. But if you also noticed, it's also very close to the exhaust here. That exhaust is quite warm, but it is cooling off. So what I'm going to do is just going to put a cardboard in here and just put a little V in it like that, so that the oil should just run down into there and drip into there. So just making sure this cardboard's alright. Put a V in there. Yeah, that should be okay. If not, it's going to get very messy. So I'll get the Allen key, which I've already sized up. Not one of these people who show you me getting it out of the toolbox and looking, and not even looking at it to see if it's the right one. So obviously that's all staged on some of these YouTubers. I've already got it out. I've already slackened it off a bit. So I've already cracked it. So hopefully, yeah. So hopefully this won't go too badly. And then we'll just leave this overnight, and tomorrow come back to it. Right. Ooh. I tell you what, that's an horrible colour. I bet there was some shitty fucking oil in there. Copper washer's still on there. So I've got the copper washer off. Oh, is that copper or fibre? Oh, it's the fibre washer. Yeah. You'll see companies that'll flog you loads of copper sealing washers. I very rarely. I've got a box full of copper washers. Very rarely use them. An old copper washer, when it's been tightened up, it work hardens. And there's a little trick you can do to soften it off. The only time I've changed the copper washer is if it's all gouged up and everything. And even then you're desperate, and I've not had any in the past, and whatever, I've filed it, the ridges off it, and then done this little trick, which actually is called annealing, and it softens it up. So that looks manky. It certainly wasn't that colour when it went in. So I did have an issue with the gearbox oil that was in there, and it stunk to high heaven, really badly smelt soury and that. So anyway, not my fucking mucker on anymore. Yeah, so we're going to leave that and come back to it tomorrow, and it actually does smell like gear oil, that now. Can't tell. I'm fucking wiping that. I can't even tell with black gloves on what dick. Doesn't seem too bad. It's definitely a dodgy colour. Anyway, hopefully that's washed all the old shit out of there. Certainly looks a lot thinner, but I mind you, it has warmed up a bit. But when I drained the last lot out, I'd already had the bike sort of running, so, but that was like tar. I'm just wondering if someone's put Hypoid in it. I don't remember putting Hypoid in it. I've had this bike as well. I don't know, or it was just never ever changed, and it just went. And if it wasn't semi-synthetic or synthetic, and it was mineral. Which is cheaper than the other two. Yeah, I think that oil has been in there since this date. This bike was from new. I don't recall it ever being changed, but I have changed it. Obviously it was manky because we had a clutch problem, and yeah, now it's a case of just yeah, it's just a case of letting that drain out overnight. Put some fresh in. I've got a choice of both here. I've got synthetic or semi, but it just says synthetic in the manual, which surprised me a bit. But anyway, we'll put synthetic in anyway. Okie dokie. Right, so I'm going to finish this brew. Probably start doing a little bit of... Nah, I can't be bothered doing any tidying up today. I'll tell you what, I've never took so long bleeding breaks bleeding the brakes on the front and the back on here. Just shows what a faff this recording is, but it was something I wanted to do, so I'm gonna stick with it. Yeah, what turned out to be literally a job that would take 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops if you're really going slow. It's took over an hour. Can't believe it, just faffing about with this thing. Anyway, that's done. So once I top this oil up tomorrow, this gear oil in here should be 600cc. So we'll measure out 600cc of oil, put it in, and then reel it out. Oh, got to tidy this up first. Well, I'll be doing something on Wednesday. Got an appointment Thursday afternoon, so probably not going to get much done this week. It's probably going to be more into the end of the week and weekend. But yes, definitely need to give this a proper good clean out, and there is stuff that I want to take out of here. I've got a new storage container, so stuff. I wondered what that was then. It's like a bird on my garage roof. Magpies are back. That's the start of spring then. Yeah, so anyway, we'll call it a day. You've probably had enough of listening to me waffle on and whinge and moan all the time. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It's free. And let's be careful out there.